The stars shone brightly over the quiet desert, far away from any city or town. The night air was cool and still. Suddenly, a bright light streaked across the sky. It was not a falling star, but a small spacecraft crashing down fast toward the Earth. Inside the ship, a young alien woman struggled to stay conscious. Her skin glowed softly with blue and green lights. Her large eyes reflected the stars. She was very beautiful, but also very tired and hurt. Her name was Aracia. She came from a faraway planet called Virela, in a distant part of the galaxy. Aracia was not a warrior or a spy. She was a diplomat, sent to Earth to bring peace and friendship between her people and humans. But something had gone terribly wrong. Her ship was attacked while she was near Earth's orbit. Now she had no choice but to land on this strange, new world. The crash was loud and sudden. The desert sand flew everywhere. Aracia's ship broke into pieces. She crawled out of the wreckage, her body aching. She looked up at the night sky and whispered, "I must find help." But help did not come easily. Nearby, hidden in a secret military base, Earth's defense forces had already detected the strange ship. They saw Aracia's glowing form moving, slowly in the desert. "An unidentified life form has landed," the commander said. "Prepare to capture it." Soon, a team of soldiers arrived. They carried special nets and tools designed to catch dangerous creatures. When they found Aracia, she tried to explain with soft gestures and sounds, but no one understood her language. The soldiers were afraid. They thought she was an enemy. They put her in a cage, locking it tight. Aracia's glowing skin dimmed with sadness. She did not want to hurt anyone. She only wanted to talk. Inside the cage, the cold metal made her feel trapped and lonely. The desert wind howled outside, but Aracia's thoughts were far away. She wondered if her people would come for her. Would Earth's humans ever understand her message? Days passed slowly. The military moved Aracia to a hidden laboratory far beneath the Earth's surface. Bright lights and strange machines surrounded her. Scientists wore white coats and looked at her with curiosity and fear. One scientist, Dr. Mercer, was kind. He brought food and water and he spoke slowly to her, but even he could not understand her strange words. Aracia watched the humans carefully. She learned they were curious but also cautious. They did not know if she was friend or foe. Her glowing colors changed with her feelings. Blue meant calm. Green meant hope. Red meant fear. The more time she spent in the lab, the more Aracia felt pain not just from her injuries but from being alone. Her home was many light years away. She missed her family and friends. One night, when the lab was quiet, Aracia looked out a small window. She saw the stars twinkling above. She whispered a message into the darkness, hoping her people would hear her, but on Earth no one was listening yet. Meanwhile, Dr. Mercer was growing curious. He noticed how Aracia's glowing skin changed when she heard music. He played soft songs on a small speaker. The colors shifted from red to blue. It was as if she was calming down. He began to believe Aracia was not dangerous. Maybe she just wanted to be understood. But others in the military were not so sure. They wanted to study Aracia's powers. They wanted to know if she could be used as a weapon. Aracia's glowing lights and strange abilities scared many people. One day, a loud alarm rang through the lab. The security team found that some important data was missing. Someone had tried to help Aracia escape. The soldiers became angry and suspicious. They watched Aracia more closely. They gave her less food and less kindness. The glowing colors on her skin began to turn red again. Aracia felt her hope fading. She wanted to survive. She wanted to help Earth. But how could she do that if she was trapped like an animal? Far away in the stars, a distant watcher saw the trouble on Earth. Aracia's friends were coming. They would not let her suffer alone. But the humans on Earth did not know this yet. They only saw a glowing alien locked away in a cage, silent and scared. And the night grew darker. Days passed in the cold, quiet lab deep underground. Aracia remained locked in her cage. Her soft, glowing skin pulsed slowly. Sometimes blue, sometimes green but often red when she felt scared or lonely. The soldiers and scientists came to watch her every day. They took notes and used strange machines to study her, but they did not understand her. To them, she was a mystery, something dangerous that they needed to control. One of the scientists, a young man named Elias Rowe, watched Aracia with different eyes. Elias was not like the others. He did not see an alien prisoner. He saw someone in pain, someone who needed help. Elias was a linguist, a person who studied languages. When he first saw Aracia, he was curious about the sounds she made. They were soft and musical, like the wind through the trees. He wanted to understand what she was trying to say. Each day, Elias came closer to the cage. He spoke slowly and gently, using simple words and signs. Aracia looked at him carefully. She sensed his kindness. Slowly, she began to respond with small gestures. At first, it was just a movement of her hands or a glow of color. Elias noticed how her skin changed when she was happy or upset. He started writing down the patterns. Certain colors meant certain feelings. Elias brought a small mirror one day. He showed Aracia her own glowing face. She looked surprised and touched her cheeks. Elias smiled. For the first time, Aracia felt a little less alone. The other scientists were suspicious. They did not trust Elias's kindness. They told him to ask him, stop trying to communicate. They said she was too dangerous, that she might be tricking him, but Elias refused to give up. He believed that if he could understand Aracia's language, he could help her and help Earth. One quiet evening, Elias stayed late in the lab. The other workers had left. He sat by the cage and whispered soft sounds. Aracia listened. Then she made a sound, a soft hum with a rising tone. Elias's heart raced. He quickly recorded the sound on his device. He played it back, matching the tone. Aracia's glowing turned bright green. She reached out a hand to touch his. In that moment, a connection was made. Words were not needed. Elias understood that Aracia was trying to tell him something very important. The next day, Elias showed the recordings to Dr. Mercer, the kind scientist who had first cared for Aracia. Mercer listened carefully and nodded. She's trying to communicate, he said. She's not just an alien, she's a visitor, maybe even a friend. But others in the military disagreed. They said Earth could not trust an unknown alien. They wanted to keep her locked away from the public eye. Meanwhile, Elias worked harder. He studied Aracia's hand signals and glowing colors. He found patterns that looked like a language. Slowly, he learned to understand her simple phrases. Aracia told Elias her name and where she came from. She spoke of her home planet Virella, with its glowing forests and peaceful people. She told him about her mission to Earth, to bring a message of peace. But she also warned Elias about a danger, an ancient machine hidden on the moon that had started working again. This machine could send a signal to a terrible enemy, a powerful group called the Dravari Imperium. Elias was shocked. He wanted to warn the leaders on Earth. But when he tried, no one believed him. They thought he was imagining things, or worse, helping Aracia to trick them. Aracia's glowing skin turned a sad blue. She felt hopeless. She had traveled so far to save this planet, but now she was trapped and alone. One night, as Elias sat by her cage, he promised, "I will help you. We will find a way to stop this danger together." Aracia's glowing colors changed slowly from blue to green, a sign of hope. At that moment, a loud alarm sounded in the lab. Soldiers rushed in, shouting orders. Someone had tried to free Aracia. Security cameras showed that a team of unknown people had tried to break into the lab. The military was angry. They blamed Aracia for the trouble. They decided to move her to a more secure location, deeper underground. Elias was scared. He knew Aracia could not survive much more pain or fear. He decided he must do something. He had to help her escape before it was too late. As the guards prepared to take Aracia away, Elias whispered, "Hold on, Aracia. Help is coming. We will fight this together." Arasia reached out her glowing hand, touching the bars of the cage. Her light shone brighter than before. She was ready to trust this human. Outside, under the desert stars, a new hope was rising. Not from weapons or armies, but from the courage of one man and the kindness of one alien. The story was just beginning. After the failed rescue attempt, Arasia was moved to a new, deeper laboratory. This place was colder and darker than before. Thick metal walls surrounded her cage and cameras watched her every move. The scientists and soldiers were even more cautious now. They believed she was dangerous, or maybe even a spy. But Arasia was not a spy. She was a messenger, and her message was urgent. Elias was not allowed to visit her anymore. He watched from afar, feeling helpless. He knew time was running out. Arasia's strength was fading. She had traveled far and suffered much. If no one listened soon, everything would be lost. One night, Elias stayed late at the research center. The halls were quiet. He looked at the data collected on Arasia's strange abilities. She could sense emotions and show them in colors on her skin. She could heal small wounds by touching someone. She could connect with machines using her mind. These powers were amazing but also frightening to the military leaders. They worried what would happen if she used them against Earth. Elias thought about the message Arasia had tried to send him before she was locked away. The secret about the moon, the ancient machine that could call a terrible enemy. He decided to find proof. Using his access to the research database, Elias searched for anything about the moon and strange signals. After hours of searching, he found something hidden deep in old files, a record from a forgotten space mission. It showed a strange energy source beneath the moon's surface. The file also mentioned a secret device, built long ago by an unknown civilization. It was designed to send a signal far into space. The signal could bring help, or danger. Elias knew he had to tell someone, but he did not trust the military leaders who wanted to keep Arasia locked away. Instead, he reached out to a small group of scientists he trusted. Together, they began to plan. Meanwhile, Arasia was suffering. The isolation and cold had made her weak. Her glowing skin flickered faintly. She tried to communicate with the machines in the lab, hoping to send a message to her people, but the computers could not understand her. She also sensed something else, a dark feeling in the air, a warning that danger was near. The Dravari Imperium, the ruthless group she feared, was awakening. Arasia closed her eyes and sent a silent call into space. She hoped her friends would hear her. Back on Earth, Elias and the scientists worked quickly. They studied Arasia's recordings and began to understand her language better. They realized she was not just an alien visitor, but a protector trying to save Earth. Elias spoke to Dr. Mercer again, telling him everything. Mercer believed Elias. He said, "We have to help her. This danger is real." But they had to be careful. The military was watching them closely. They could not risk a public panic. One day, Elias and Mercer arranged a secret meeting with a few trusted officials. They showed them the proof of the moon's secret machine and the danger it posed. The officials listened, but were unsure. "How do we know this is true?" one asked. "And why should we trust an alien?" Elias answered, "Because she is trying to help us. We must believe in her and in ourselves." As they talked, a new alarm rang through the facility. The computers detected a strange signal coming from the moon, a signal that matched the one Arasia had warned about. Everyone in the room grew silent. The threat was real and it was close. Outside the lab, the world remained unaware. People went about their daily lives, not knowing a great danger was growing above their heads. Inside the lab, Arasia's glow began to brighten again. She was ready to fight. She just needed the humans to believe in her. Elias watched the glowing alien through the glass cage. He said quietly, "We will find a way. Together." The clock was ticking. The secret beneath the moon was waking. The future of Earth depended on what would happen next. The alarms echoed through the underground lab. Soldiers rushed in from every corner. Cameras blinked red as the security system went into full lockdown. Araja's cage shimmered faintly, her glowing skin pulsing faster with worry. She sensed the rising tension around her. Elias stood outside the cage, his heart pounding. The military was growing suspicious. They wanted to keep Araja locked away, hidden from the world. But Elias knew she didn't belong in a cage. She was a messenger, a friend. He looked at the guards, then at the scientists. "We can't keep her here," he whispered. "If we don't act now, we will lose her." A small group of trusted scientists nodded. They had seen Araja's gentle nature and believed Elias. Together, they made a plan. A risky plan to help her escape. That night, when the guards were less alert, Elias and the team moved quietly through the corridors. They carried tools to disable the locks and cameras. Elias's hands shook as he worked, but he focused on the task. Araja's freedom depended on him. Meanwhile, Araja closed her eyes and reached out with her mind. She sent a soft pulse of light to Elias, a signal of trust and hope. Her glowing skin turned bright green, the color of calm and peace. The team carefully unlocked the cage. Araja stepped out slowly, her body still weak but her spirit strong. She looked at Elias with grateful eyes. "We must hurry," Elias said. "They will find us soon." Together they moved through the dark halls. The lab was a maze of metal doors and tight corridors. Every step was dangerous. If caught, they would be separated forever. Outside, the desert wind whispered through the rocks. Freedom was near, but so was danger. Suddenly, a loud shout rang out. "Intruders, stop them!" Soldiers shouted as alarms blared. Elias's group split up to confuse the guards. Araja moved with surprising speed, her glowing form weaving through the shadows. They reached the main exit, but it was locked tight. Elias pulled out a small device he had built, a key to override the security system. With a few tense moments, the door clicked open. They stepped out into the cool night air. The stars above shone brightly, but the desert was still and silent. They were free. For now. But their escape did not go unnoticed. Back inside the lab, the military commander cursed. "They have taken the alien. Send the hunters after them. Bring her back, no matter what." Far from the desert, a hidden base lit up. A ship began to prepare for launch. Araja's people had received her signal. They were coming. Elias looked at Araja. "Your friends are coming. We must reach the space observatory. It is our only chance to stop the signal from the moon." Araja nodded, her glowing skin steady and bright. She was ready to fight for Earth. Their journey was just beginning. The night sky above the Atacama Desert was vast and quiet. Far from the cities, the Atacama Deep Sky Array stood like a giant eye watching the stars. Elias, Araja, and the small team moved carefully through the desert toward the observatory. Araja's glowing skin lit their path, soft and steady. She had grown stronger since the escape, but her body still needed rest. Elias stayed close, supporting her when she stumbled. "This place is perfect," Araja said softly. "With this technology, we can stop the moon's signal." Elias looked up at the huge antennas pointing to space. The observatory was Earth's best hope to send and receive messages across the stars. It was also the only place strong enough to block the dangerous call from the moon. Inside the observatory, technicians were surprised to see the small group arrive. Elias quickly explained the urgent situation. After a moment of hesitation, the team agreed to help. Araja approached the main control panel. She touched the screens with delicate fingers, and her glowing skin pulsed in rhythm with the machines. She connected her mind to the system, using the unique biosymphonic technology of her people. The computers hummed and lights flickered. Araja's power and Earth's machines combined, creating a new force. "Can you stop the signal?" Elias asked, watching her closely. "I will try," Araja said. "But the Dravari Imperium is strong. They want Earth weak. Suddenly, the main screen flashed red. A message appeared, an alert that the moon's ancient machine had fully activated. It was sending the signal into deep space. Arasha's glow brightened. "They are coming," she said. Outside, sensors detected something far away, an enormous fleet of ships moving fast through space. The Dravari Imperium was on its way. Elias felt a chill run down his spine. Earth was not ready for an attack from the stars. But Arasha remained calm. "We must hold them off. Earth is stronger than they think." Working with the observatory team, Arasha sent a powerful jamming signal toward the moon. Her biosymphonic energy mixed with Earth's technology created a shield against the Dravari's call. For a moment, it seemed to work. The signal slowed and weakened. But then the Dravari responded. Their ships changed course, heading straight for Earth. The team looked at the radar screens in shock. "They will be here soon," Elias said. "We must warn everyone." Arasha touched his arm gently. "Humans have great courage. I believe you can fight." Elias nodded. "We will try." Outside the observatory, the desert wind blew hard. The stars above watched silently as the fate of Earth and Arasha's people hung in the balance. The battle for the future was about to begin. The news spread quickly. The Dravari Imperium fleet was coming toward Earth. The giant ships moved through, space like dark shadows heading straight for the blue planet. Earth's leaders met an emergency. Governments that had often fought among themselves now came together. For the first time, they united with one goal: to protect their home. Arasha stood beside Elias as they watched the screens in the command center. Her glowing skin shimmered, softly, full of hope. "Your people have great strength," she said. "I have never seen such unity." Elias smiled, but his eyes were serious. "We have to be strong. The Dravari are powerful and ruthless." Scientists and engineers worked, day and night. They studied the Varelian technology Arasha had brought. Using her biosymphonic energy, they quickly built new defenses. Weapons and shields that had never existed before began to take shape. Soldiers trained to use the new tools, learning to fight with a power they did not fully understand. But they fought with courage, because this was their home, their families, and their future. Arasha taught them what she knew. She showed them how to use their minds and hearts to work with the technology. The bond between humans and Varelian tech grew stronger every day. As the Dravari fleet approached, tension filled the air. People watched the sky, waiting for the battle that would decide their fate. Finally, the first ships entered Earth's orbit. They were huge, taller than mountains, with weapons that could destroy cities. But Earth was ready. The battle began with a flash of light and thunderous noise. Lasers and energy beams lit the sky. Explosions shook the ground. Human ships, small but fast and smart, darted through space. They used new Varelian shields to block the Dravari's powerful attacks. Elias and Arasha watched from the command center. They felt the hope of millions in their hearts. The humans fought with all they had: strategy, courage, and an unbreakable spirit. Arasha's glowing energy pulsed through the communication systems, helping coordinate the defense. She felt connected to every pilot, every soldier. The Dravari were surprised. They had never faced such fierce resistance. One by one, their ships began to fall. The battle was hard and long. Many brave people were lost, but the humans did not give up. In the final moments, Arasha and Elias led a small team to attack the Dravari's command ship. Using their combined strength, they broke through the enemy's defenses. Arasha reached the control room. She used her biosymphonic powers to disable the Dravari command node. Without their leader, the Dravari fleet lost control. They began to retreat, moving away from Earth. The battle was over. Cheers rose across the planet. People celebrated their victory and honored the heroes. Arasha turned to Elias and said, "You have saved your world and mine." Elias smiled, tired but proud. "We saved each other." The stars above seemed to shine brighter that night. Earth had proven it was not just a small, weak planet. It was a home for heroes, humans and aliens working together. The future was bright. The battle was over, but the air still hummed with tension. The stars above Earth twinkled quietly, as if watching the new beginning unfold below. Araja stood, on a hill overlooking the city lights. Her glowing skin pulsed softly like a gentle heartbeat. The once scared and lonely alien had become a symbol of hope. Beside her, Elias smiled. "You're safe now," he said. "Earth is safe." Araja looked at him with deep gratitude. "I came to save you," she said quietly, "but you saved me instead." After the great fight against the Dravari Imperium, Earth had changed. Nations worked together more than ever before. People looked up at the stars not with fear but with wonder. Araja was given a special place among Earth's leaders. She became Earth's first intergalactic ambassador, a bridge between worlds. Her story inspired millions. She was proof that beauty and strength could come from different places, that kindness and courage were the true powers in the galaxy. But there was still much work to do. Araja and Elias traveled to the moon, where the ancient machine had once sent its dangerous signal. Together with human scientists, they studied it closely. The machine was old, built by a long-lost civilization, and powerful beyond imagination. It was like a giant key to the stars, one that could open doors to friends or enemies. Araja taught the humans how to protect it, how to control its power with care. "We must watch it always," she said, "because peace is not easy. It must be guarded like a precious light." As they worked, Elias noticed how Araja's glowing colors changed, bright blues and greens that showed her joy. She had found a new home, not just on Earth, but in the hearts of its people. One evening, beneath the vast sky, Elias asked, "Do you miss your home?" Araja smiled softly. "Yes, but now I have two homes." Earth had become her family, and she had become part of its story. The galaxy was watching, and Earth was no longer alone. Humans had shown that even a small blue planet could rise to greatness. They had faced fear with bravery, and the unknown with open hearts, and with Araja's help they were ready for whatever came next. The future was full of promise, bright as the stars above.